Been a great day so far. Colonial Springs here in Farmingdale, Long Island for the Ticket Up Challenge. And one of the great things about this moment is the relationship, and we talked about it with John Starks, the Garden of Dreams with MSG. And somebody who's been on the show has benefited from it, got a scholarship to Syracuse, is Matthew Welling, and he joins us here on Don Hannah Rosenberg. How was your freshman year? Good?
Thank you. No, yeah, it was amazing. A lot of snow, very cold. As I was just telling Alan before, it was called like the Golden Snow Globe. So they had the most snow in the entire country this year. It was crazy, but of course, you still go to class. So, but had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I love the fact that you chose Syracuse, and I'm going to say it's probably because of the hair color.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
like I imagine you fit right in there, right?
I feel like when I was talking to an admissions rep, I was born to come. So,
I'm supposed to be orange.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go here.
It's like, so the whole thing, you've been in the Garden of Dreams Foundation for 10 years, and we have met several times,
yeah,
whether it's with ESPN Radio or with MSG Networks, and I've watched you come along, and I've always said, every time I've always said, this guy's coming for my job. And I say that out of respect because you already at a young age understand the idea of enunciating, speaking clearly, all the different things that come with broadcasting, and that's all important.
Yeah.
But now that, I mean, you're at Newhouse. I mean, you're
yeah,
there. You're in it now.
Sure.
It's competitive life, as you know.
Exactly.
You step into school, and you realized what right away when you walked into that's a big time sports journalism school, broadcasting school that a lot of big time people have graduated from.
Exactly.
So you get there. Did anything suddenly change? Did you have like that realization that sort of like, okay, this is real? What was it?
Yeah, no, I felt like that was kind of it. But they from the get go they were saying, look, you have to think of it as your own path, and you kind of can't really get seeing other people's opportunities get into your head. So it was kind of just, you pave your own path and you have your own little thing. Yes, it's great to see your friends and congratulate them for what they're doing, but at the same time, you're over here trying to do that exact thing. So I mean, yes, it's very competitive. It's almost competition-esque, but they kind of train you that way. So you're kind of just thinking about yourself the whole time.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
How much did it let you do as a freshman?
Yeah, so a lot of it is, it's very open. You're kind of allowed to just go and train wherever you feel. I felt like that I didn't want to overbear and overdo it a little bit, so I kind of stuck with the radio, whereas a lot of these other kids, they're doing 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 things a day, and I'm just like, look, I want to be a student for 1 year. I want to just get my bearings and then catch myself for a little bit. But this coming August I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit.
I love it. Like again, that's a smart approach.
Yeah.
You know, because you sometimes you want to do too much too soon, and instead of understanding that, let me come in and just kind of see, like, get the landscape, right? Understand where I am and what everybody does and how they do it. You observe first, and then you figure out, okay, this is where I want to go, and that's a smart way to do it. Instead of just, you don't want to sprint.
Yeah.
You don't want to sprint
exactly.
because you're not going to get that far ahead, and that's smart.
Exactly.
Now, something that we have talked about before on the air, so I know you're comfortable with it, is your visual impairment.
Correct.
And that is something that also makes you incredibly unique.
Correct.
So for the listeners who don't know, what exactly do you deal with? Because you can see,
Correct,
but there is some impairment, and how does it affect the way you choose what you'll be able to do in broadcasting?
Right. So I was back when I was 1 year old, I was diagnosed with something called osteopetrosis, which is the opposite of osteoporosis. So the bones of my skull grew thicker instead of thinner, and it kind of crushed my optic nerve. So the only way to treat it was a bone marrow transplant. But so because of that, which saved my life, the bone marrow of a stranger, I still have vision. The doctors were saying that who knows what I would have had if it prolonged or whatever. So yeah, so right now, today, I'm lucky I have basically no vision in my left eye, no peripheral in my right, so basically it's all central vision or whatever. So what Alan's getting at is, yes, I'm in Syracuse, I'm at Newhouse to do broadcasting. That would be the dream, to do play-by-play, but just to understand my visual limitations, there's a road that I have to go through and kind of just put my eggs in other baskets to see if there's something else can come up in this industry. I know I want to be a part of this industry one way or another, but The dream, obviously, is to be a play-by-play guy, but you're just trying to go at it as I can and see what comes up and what opportunities arise.
Let me tell you something again. Incredibly mature, but your perspective is to me inspiring because you understand it. And instead of you calling it a limitation, what you're saying is, okay, this just allows me now to figure out what's best for me. Like I mentioned to you off air.
Yep.
You could easily be a studio host.
Exactly.
By the way, they make good money. But again, understand, like there's a lot of things that you can do.
Exactly.
That should be easy and right in your wheelhouse.
Exactly.
So it does give you that feeling of there's something here for me in this business.
Totally.
And I promise you there is. But it also doesn't mean try to play. You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
But I think what the main goal that I'm looking for is to have listeners and viewers of sports like myself with other disabilities try and bridge that together and have them all partake and participate and view sports as a normal fan is probably the goal that I'm looking for.
That's pretty, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And to Alan's point, my dream was always to do play-by-play, but those opportunities are few and far between. So
Correct.
for 16 years, I did the pre and post for the Jets, and the pre and post for the Rangers led to the play-by-play. But even being involved in that way, in the pre and post and intermissions, is closeness and knowledge of the team, because that can't be taken away. Knowing the team,
exactly.
So
Yeah,
do it, all the things that you can do, and that would my recommendation to anybody going to school. Yeah, be a student because you got to get your grades. You got to be able to keep up that way.
Yep.
But don't be afraid to do everything, because the more versatile you are, the more opportunities present themselves.
Exactly.
When I was working at the radio station in Ramapo, I was the news director, sports director, and bulk carts. I did music shows. Just do everything that you can.
Everything, yeah.
And you get that opportunity, take advantage of it, because that is a tremendous school.
Totally. In agreement.
The radio aspect in sports, what we've never realized, and I know, Don, you've probably heard this. I know you have. You guys on the K show had listeners. We still have those listeners too. There are sight impaired listeners. The only connection they have to sports is to listen and you be descriptive in what you do, and that just gives you that extra importance to what we do and why radio will always be important, because the necessity to describe way more than a TV announcer would. And I imagine for you, again, there's another part of it that for you would probably be extra special, is to have that ability to make sure that those who can't see still get the descriptions from you who understand how much they need.
That's exactly where I'm going. Totally.
That's awesome.
All right, well, let's get some sports out of this.
Heck yeah.
All right. Like, enough about him. Like, you can tell he loves to talk about himself, but let's go. I mean, come on.
All right.
So let's see. I'm going to give you 3 topics.
Okay.
Because you told me you went to the Knicks playoffs, so I know you want to go there.
Sure.
So forget the 3 topics. Let's just go there. Because by the way, Don, what Matt's telling me is he was at Game 6, which means he was also
outside. Outside.
Yeah. He was
outside.
Plaza.
Yeah.
So it means he was probably climbing one of the light poles on 7th Avenue.
Were you?
No.
But you were there though.
I was there. You probably couldn't see me because everyone's like 6-7 feet. But
at that point,
are you thinking, is it just yourself? Did you feel like the final year? Like, how did you feel this season?
I felt
I like to call it a reimagining rather than a rebuild.
Right.
But
Don uses big words. I don't understand what reimagining. I feel like we're just a Disney product.
Well, he should know, because they never said they remodeled
the
Madison Square Garden. They reimagined Madison.
Yes.
That's kind of what they're doing with the ring.
Yeah, I think the first thing I want to mention is Chris Kreider was literally my childhood, so that kind of took a blow to my heart a little bit. I still love the guy. I might buy a Ducks jersey. We'll see.
Wow.
But Yeah, I mean, that's a different situation. I know Mike Sullivan, he's, again, another experienced coach in the business, knows what he's doing, he's won a few cups. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the roster's not going to be as strong as it once has been. But you never know with that team. I mean, the year they made the Eastern Conference Finals, no one expected them to do that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
The Ducks have kind of become
The range, yeah.
like the way the Lightning were for a while.
Or the Panther, not the Panthers, the Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes,
yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
But you know what? We do a thing on the show, Fraud Friday, where Don will he is the judge, jury, and execution.
Got it.
He even has a gavel and everything.
Heck yeah.
And so what we try to do
Aaron
is
Judge kind of thing.
we try to figure out, like, is something fraudulent behavior by a fan?
Right. Okay.
Don, I mean, he's a Rangers fan. If he buys a Ducks jersey and wears it, are we talking fraud here?
No.
That's a Chris Kreider.
If he gets a
He's
Kreider
allowed to
Ducks
do that.
jersey,
He's
first
allowed
of
to do
all,
it.
it would go great with the hair.
Yeah.
With the orange.
That's
The
a fair
orange?
point.
Fair, all right.
And there'd be a reason.
Dad, are you
There's a
listening
Ranger
over here?
reason for it, right? He would go out and get the jersey of Kreider, and that's his childhood. There's no rivalry between the two teams, right? So
Right.
that's completely.
It's not like
safe.
he went to go play to Boston. I feel like I wouldn't do that. Like Boston or Pittsburgh or any of those. It's-
Devils,
That's
or,
fair.
Islanders,
or the
That's fair.
Devils or
That's
Islanders,
fair.
exactly.
That's fair. Okay.
It's the Ducks.
All right, not a fraud.
It's
not
the
a fraud.
Ducks.
It's official.
No gavel, but
No
it's-
gavel.
It is official for sure. So what
Yeah.
are you getting ready for as your rising sophomore year?
Yeah, I feel like just building up the as Dad calls it, the Rolodex, and just in getting the networking going.
Smart.
And kind of just dipping my toes into more stuff at Cuse and just kind of getting a little more involved is the plan.
There's two Rolodexes, right? There's the Rolodex for the career, and then there's the
The
Rolodex
people.
for a
You
single
mean
sophomore at
the
Syracuse.
little black book?
The little black book that my dad was
Is that,
trying
what,
to.
what is your generation like? You Yeah, don't what do
right,
you have,
that's your
black book?
phone. No,
what
the-
do you have? Is it
It's the-
Snapchat?
It's
Like, what
the,
is it?
it's the contacts app is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but Dad,
okay.
so much, like, he was drilling it into me so much. Dad was trying to buy one, but on Amazon they were like $50. He's like, I'm good. I'm good. But
Well, it's great to see you.
Always.
I'm
Always great
thrilled
to see
for
you
you
guys.
that you're there. You got that year in. We're just going to keep tabs on you, because, like I said, I know it, and thankfully, by the time you're ready, I'll probably be ready for retirement. So, but good luck this year.
appreciate it,
You
guys.
know where to find us.
Of course.
If you ever need any type of advice, but I think you're on your way.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Good to see
Take
you.
jobs,
Thank you.
but not all.
Yeah,
At least not yet.
sounds good.
Okay, maybe down the road.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you, man.
That's Matthew Welling from Garden of Dreams.
Yes.
Greg Buttle is going to join us coming up next. You ready for some Buttle?
I can't wait.
I don't care if
I
you're
need
not.
some bottle.
We're going to get it going on here on Don Hunter Rosenberg on 880 ESPN.
Nice.